in white trash areas, they always buy these like lion statues and they put them outside the chain link fence, like on each side of the entrance.
They try to look like Venetian. They want to be Caesar's palace, but it's not fitting.
It doesn't work, brother. And they get those columns, those white columns.
Yeah, the columns.
And you're just like, dude, it just doesn't look like you're rich. So imagine you're in Nepal. Your primary economic driver is people who go to Mount Everest.
That's the primary?
That's like the big one that brings a lot of money into Nepal. The Nepalese people being Sherpas, right?
Mm-hmm.
So imagine like, you don't really want to do it.
You have a different dream?
Well, no. Like you wanted to be a YouTuber?
No, let's say like you still have to be a Sherpa, but you don't want to go all the way up the mountain.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what do you do? Well, these guys started to poison tourists by putting baking soda in their food. And so it would trigger severe gastrointestinal distress that mimicked altitude sickness or food poisoning. And then they would have to stop and go back down the mountain.
Oh, shit.
That's so fucked up.
And they probably still get the full rate, huh?
Well, yeah. I mean, you pay ahead of time. And so, yeah. So the operators would then forge medical documents and flight documents to charge international travel insurers. So like you have travel insurance and they bill against that. Yeah. And they're just sprinkling a little baby powder in there. Wow. A little baking soda in there.
What if you have someone that's like determined and they don't give a fuck and they just keep going and they're like, dude, we're gonna go to the top of the mountain. And he's like, I never been to the top of the mountain.
Yeah, he's like, I shit my pants before. I don't care about that. I want to get to the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
I respect the racket, but I do feel sad for these people that's their dream to like summit.
They saved up all fucking, several years.
Like it's so special to them. That sucks.
Maybe the Sherpas are like, dude, we've been up there so many fucking times. This whatever, dude. Whether the person that's like flying from fucking England or whatever, like, can't wait to go up there.
Dang. But
they're all shitting their guts. They're like, no, fuck my body.
But good racket though, man. I would have never thought of doing that.
And then it's an insurance scam.
Yeah, and then all the supplies that they bought locally, they still bought them. So everyone makes their money. Mm-hmm. The only difference is homie doesn't have to go all the way up, and the risk is lower.
And check this out. They were able to cash $19.69 million in insurance payouts.
Whoa.
So they were doing this for a sec.
Billing the insurance is pretty freaking smart.
I didn't know they had Somalians in Nepal.
Yeah, so cops obviously caught wind of that. That's why we know about it. They charged 32 individuals for organized crime and fraud, including trekking company owners, helicopter operators, and hospital executives.
All in on the
because they got to rescue them that way.
They're paying up the chain, yeah.
So they're all just
diarrhea emergency, bro.
Yeah. Imagine you're like there, oh! And you got to like make a phone call. I got to shit myself. A helicopter just for that? That's fucking crazy.
Well, you probably can't move around that well. Gastrointestinal shit can be really crazy.
Well, you also can't move because you're just going to fall off the side of the mountain.
Does that mean the whole village is on? Because, like, that must mean, like, they take them to the restaurant. The restaurant prepares the food with fucking baby oil or whatever the fuck makes them laxatives. And then they just keep shitting.
There's got to be a whole network for that to work, yeah.
32 individuals for organized crime and fraud. So like, yeah, it was a whole system that they created.
Because I bet you underneath it all, they can't fucking stand climbers. I bet.
That's what I think. I bet, yeah. Like the Patagonia fuck.
You gotta like believe it, dude. They probably are so sick of these fools, but they are making money. Kind of like how Hawaiians don't like tourists, but they fucking are dependent now because the economy has scaled.
And like, how many people as a Sherpa are going to hear like, oh yeah, I have a startup. I live in San Clemente. I have a startup or whatever.
Tired of these fucking North Face wearing Patagonia jacket motherfuckers.
I wonder who was the first person to think of this. It's pretty smart. Like, I wonder if they just like it happened for real, and then he was like, if this happened every time.
That's true.
Yeah.
It must have happened for real, and he got inspiration.
Someone got diarrhea?
Yeah, because the way it works is there's usually, I think, like base camp or something at like 17,000 feet. So I think once you climb the base of the mountain, you have to be at base camp for like a week or something, like 3 days to a week to acclimate. Yeah. And if you don't, though, I think the air up there is a third of the oxygen as we have on sea level. Yeah. So you'll just like pass out.
Yeah, you get altitude poisoning.
Yeah, so like you have to chill at base camp, and then maybe at base camp is where like the first person ever had diarrhea on Everest. And they're like, oh shit, that's a good idea to go back down.
And then they're like, now that we're at base camp, you didn't eat your oatmeal. Why aren't you eating your oatmeal? You should try it. You should try some. Eat some.
I wonder how much, like, individually, let's say you're one guy that tried to summit, you had to get rescued, they had to treat you medically, do all that. What's your final cost of having gone through all of that? Like, what are they billing per person? It must be high as fuck. Because a helicopter ride here costs a shitload.
Yeah, to make a loop around Grand Canyon.
And those aren't even rescue choppers.
Not extreme conditions or nothing.
Yeah, exactly. That must be like a ton of money.
Sounds like a racket to me, brother.
But damn, that's
20 milli.
it's freaking good, man. And how many, like, is 20 million total? How many people is that? What if that's
30?
like not that many? That's just 32?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Split between 32.
That so charged means that we know that these people are like,
32 people?
but it could be more than that.
And I wonder if it's like Goodfellas, where everything was like cool. And then all of a sudden you see these Nepalese dudes with fucking like Rolls Royces and shit. They're like, I fucking told you not to buy that shit. Why the fuck are you buying that shit?
Yeah, exactly.
And then now they start zooming in.
It's in my mother's name.
Yeah, exactly. Like, how the fuck did you get that in fucking Kilimanjaro, whatever the fuck that mountain's called?
Why is your wife wearing a mink coat?
Yeah, you got a Louis Vuitton windbreaker and shit.
Yeah. I told you it's in my mother's name.
You know, that's how, what's his name? Denzel got caught. Frank, right?
Frank Lucas?
Oh yeah, from American Gangster.
Yeah. Because
He didn't want that coat.
they were like, why is that black guy wearing a mink coat? And why is he sitting front row
Why you got
seats?
better seats than I do? Yeah.
That's why. Before that, he was always low
He didn't
key.
even want it. He didn't even want that coat. They like gave it to him, right?
It was his wife.
yeah.
She wanted to dress nice. It's always the bitches. Gotta watch out, dude. But I was like, damn, dude, imagine you have a good thing going on. You got this racket, and all of a sudden, your homie comes in looking like a pimp. And you're like, dude, I told you not to fucking buy anything to get attention.
Even all this, the Somalian fraud and the hospices in California, it's the same thing.
Those guys with the glasses.
They just go into the compound and the compound looks fucked up, and every car's a Mercedes. It's like bingo.
You know they shut that down, right?
Like that girl, what was it? Those two, it was like two Armenian girls that were running one of those childcare things. And then they went to go investigate fucking empty ass, ghetto ass little building. She bones out in a Maybach.
So sick.
They were like, what the?
So easy to catch.
And none of those cats, like even at the car dealership, they're not like, what's up with this? You work at a daycare center?
Well, if they're Armenian, the dealership's probably Armenian too.
Yeah, they just want to sell it.
Dang, dude. What a good racket. Oh, that's a good one, though. Well, what do you think a Nepalese person would do with that much money?
Like, imagine 20 of them all became millionaires, right?
That's a lot of money over there.
How do you, fuck? I don't even.
I'd probably move out of Nepal. It's cold, right? Like it's like the conditions are wild over there.
Well, maybe it's like nothing to them because they're just like, eh.
Yeah, good point.
I've never really seen a Nepalese neighborhood, so I don't know what living large would be out there.
Oh,
You know how like there's documentaries about different countries and like the rich of that neighborhood?
Yeah.
Like I've seen like like the king of gypsies. Like there's a documentary about like the rich and famous gypsies of like I think they were in Romania or whatever, but their neighborhood, it looks like mansions that are like kind of American, but not really. They're missing the mark. But they look like these ghetto White Houses with golden like tigers and thrones
When white people are blown out of control, or so they think, like in white trash areas, they always buy these like lion statues and they put them outside the chain link fence, like on each side of the entrance.
They try to look like Venetian.
You know what I mean? It doesn't work together. It doesn't look right.
They want to be Caesar's palace, but it's not fitting.
It doesn't work, brother. And they get those columns, those white columns.
Yeah, the columns.
Yeah, and you're just like, dude, it just doesn't look like you're rich.
it's always like a perceived wealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I like to think that maybe they have their version of that. Like I don't know what it is. Like a what do Sherpa balling look like?
More coats. Way more coats.
More coats.
Yeah, more down feather jackets.
You know what's really sad though, and this might be pretty likely? which would fucking hurt if this is true. But if there's 32 people involved, right? What if it's not a thing where it's divided equally like that? But these Sherpa guys, that's their job to do the fraud, but they don't get a share like what we might think. What if the guy on top is getting most of this?
There's a Jew guy on top.
Thank you.
Orchestrating the whole thing.
Absolutely.
A white Jew.
Because that's most likely what happens in these like fraud towers.
There's like a
like,
kingpin.
Yeah, there's like a kingpin that's kind of getting a lot. And then this guy is getting more than he would if he did the legit job, but he's not getting $1 million.
So what are you doing here talking to me? You're supposed to be halfway up a fucking mountain right now, boy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It might be more like that.
Hey, you put your snowshoes back on and get back up that mountain, boy.
Yeah, because it's not like everyone in the cartel is a millionaire either. You know, like some of those guys are making
That's
shit
true.
too.
Dude, I always think it's so crazy too that when you see this footage of people climbing Everest, they always have like ladders already set up. They always have all those like the carabiners are already like in the cliffside and shit. It's already all set to go. So it's like kind of feels like cheating.
It's the Sherpas doing it. The Sherpas, they'll go ahead and set the things and climb it, and then the person that hired the Sherpa like goes up.
Have you seen how like Sherpas would go up there, save somebody, go right back up, and then he would help, and then all these people are like about to lose oxygen and die, and they're just like strapping people on their back like no problem.
Yeah, that's crazy. Dude.
It's like when you're a kid and you're playing first person shooter and you like clear all the room out for your brother and then you give him the controller and he's able to just walk freely.
Yeah, you can just walk through.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then
That's
people
how it
come
is.
back thinking like they accomplished something, and
how
then you see these
yeah.
Sherpas like these fucking idiots, dude.
That's how the GoldenEye Moonraker level was.
Oh yeah.
As soon as you start, everyone shoots you. You got to kill them. Okay, now you can walk.
Yeah, now you can go.
But that would suck that if you have 32 people and they all get charged for the same crime, but the take was drastically different, that's a shame. You know what I mean?
You like communism? Everyone should get the same pay.
Like the Italian job.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like the town job.
Everyone gets the same amount of gold bullion.
Well, maybe they'll do deals like they do out here where if they're willing to sell out Mr. Kingpin, they get reduced sentences.
The
But then-
Rico.
But no, out here we charge the people on the bottom and the people on the top scot free.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. We apologize to the people on the top for inconveniencing them with a court case.
You know, there's no direct flights to Nepal from here.
Where do you gotta go? India or something?
You got to go to, I think you have to go to either Saudi Arabia or you have to go to, I think, Singapore or somewhere like that.
You know why, right?
Why?
Because the Earth's flat.
Oh, okay, that's true.